Thank you very much for joining this initiative. For coordinating a project, it's very important to improve the social ties between the members of the consortium. And now, as we cannot travel and make consortium meetings, I mean, it's difficult to do this. So thanks for joining. And the first question is mandatory. How are you? How is this new situation for you?
So it was easier in a way working from home because I just woke up, had a coffee, and go straight to work.
Yeah, sure. It was time.
Here in Greece, we are now starting going back to the previous normality that we had. We just started going back to the offices, but not for myself yet. The government set up some rules how you're supposed to go back to work, and one of that rule was that if you're using the air conditioning or mechanical ways to have fresh air into your building, it should at least be of some percentage of fresh air volume per hour. The facilities in our building couldn't cover that, so we are now having some renovations and some new equipment installed so that we can comply with that kind of legislation.
Okay, and in Conchar in Croatia, because also you had the pandemic and the earthquake. I mean, it's all together.
Yes, but I can say that pandemic is over. People go back to their offices. I was at home for a month, but now for 3 weeks I'm already in my office. As you can see, I have my wind turbine on my back. But I also like to be at home and work from home. It's easier, I think.
So I enjoyed working at home first. And everything was perfect, and then came this earthquake which kicked me out of my apartment, so I needed to move. And we were really a bit more productive, my team, working from home, because it was easier when we shared things and shared documents on Teams, and it was more productive. And then in person, when we do this on someone's desks, and then someone comes in, and then you start talking about other things and everything, and now we were concentrated on the work. Now we started to come back to the offices, but we still have this rule. There has to be enough space between two people in the room.
Maybe we will rethink the way that we used to work. So maybe it's a good point that now things are gonna change, or maybe, I don't know, in a good way. So
I agree. I mean, one of the things that came apparent during this period is that how many useless meetings we might have had before, and how much time we spent just trying to meet one another. While now you just, you use online meeting rooms and chat rooms, and everything is done much faster.
Yeah, sure.
We had 1 or 2 already kickoffs for another project, and they were virtual, and it's really not the same as in person.
So, in your normal operations for a renewable plant, I mean, the COVID has impacted you just in building new installations, or also in your current or normal operative? Because I mean, I guess that in TERNA and in Croatia, in Greece and in Croatia, you have more or less the same infrastructure.
In my department, we actually building one solar power plant on one island in Croatia, and plan was to finish it in the beginning of the April. But because of the coronavirus virus and all that restrictions in Croatia, they completely closed that island. So we need to stop all the activities for more than 1 month, and we have some delaying because of that.
Well, basically, it's it's pretty much the same as Croatia. New development has kind of lost the momentum, and some projects have been postponed. because mainly there was no allowance of doing work or you know, going from one place of Greece to the other. All the roads, the main roads were closed. You should get some special permits in order to move around back and forth from Athens to the rest of the mainland. All the islands were also closed. There was no movement of shipments or airplanes. And only the last couple of weeks, the borders have been opened again around to move freely within the whole mainland of Greece. Islands, I think, are going to start this week as well. The rest of the work here has been going on without any problems. Actually, the renewables here in Greece did very, very good during the last couple of months. I think I found there was a research that said that at some point renewables were providing nearly 41% of the total energy mix that was here in Greece. All the coal factories, lignite factories were nearly closed down. There was no operation for those at all because there was no demand.
But also in Spain, I guess the demand of energy has fallen dramatically. I mean, this is crazy.
So yeah, I mean, apart from new development that was supposed to come online during 2020, I think the rest of the business is business as usual for the renewable sector, at least.
Yeah, and in Croatia also one good thing happened. Croatian government last week, I think, made a decision about the new premium system for renewables. And last 5 years we don't have any, not feed-in, not premium system. So I think coronavirus happened, make something good for us. This premium system will be start probably in September. So that's good for all projects in progress right now.
Okay. And do you think that this situation will change the path of the TRINITY project? How you are thought about the project, the objectives, and maybe you will rethink some aspects of the project because of this situation right now?
I hope not. In fact, during these 2 months, there were a lot of webinars talking about the impact on coronavirus on the TSOs, on the impact on local communities. I mean, I have seen a lot of them, and I'm thinking not all is impacted by coronavirus. Maybe we don't have to look for new random ways to thinking. I will try to put an example. And for example, for TRINITY, we are developing the TRINITY Control Center that you will use, and you will help ETRA to develop it. I mean, okay, I'm also trying to figure out how can I use the coronavirus for improve the tool, but I mean, it's not all can be improved. I mean, we are developing some guarantees of origin tracking system with blockchain. Okay, this probably cannot be improved with due to the coronavirus crisis. We have knowledge on there, but we also are developing new forecast algorithms that, okay, maybe the forecast algorithms that we have did not take into account this kind of pandemic, and maybe this is just a way to work, but we cannot link all to coronavirus.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not everything about coronavirus. Maybe we can see now what was the problem, but I think that coronavirus not cause it. For TRINITY, if it's now end with this pandemic, it will be everything fine. But if we will for a few months again, this pandemic, maybe then there will be some negative effects for that.
I think as we are dealing with the critical infrastructure, with wind power plants and TSOs and everything, I think they worked very well during this period because they couldn't stop. You cannot stop them. They are critical for the lives of the people. So I don't think that this pandemic will affect Trinity much, because we can still do all the objectives we said on the beginning. Nothing changed. This changes that we couldn't meet in person last month, but nothing else changed.
I promised to my bosses that coronavirus won't affect Trinity. So for my career will be perfect.
Well, I kind of agree as well that Trinity won't be much affected at this stage. I think that the only thing that would have been affected in a later stage of the Trinity, if the pandemic appeared, by, let's say, 2 years later, it would be the testing of the software or the testing of any equipment that we might wanted to use on site. But apart from that, I mean, that's 2 years from now, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully by then everything is going to be fine and we'll be allowed to run wild in the fields and contact people again, and everything would be part of the past, and we'll be fine by then.
And looking at the watch, and I think that this is more or less the time of a coffee break.
Yes, we should go back to work.
It's Friday.
Okay, so well, just thank you very much again for joining the initiative. And now it's time to work again in the lab on writing in. Hopefully in Trinity, I don't know you, but let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Have a nice weekend.
Nice to see you guys. Bye bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.